This video will provide you with the steps to integrate N-central with MSP Manager. When you integrate N-central with MSP Manager, you can map customers between the two systems and push asset information used for ticket creation to MSP Manager from N-central. To begin the integration, log into MSP Manager and navigate to Account Settings, Integrations, and configure the N-central integration. In N-central, select a service organization and then navigate to Administration, PSA Integration, Configure PSA Integration. Select MSP Manager from the drop-down at the top of the screen. This will provide you with the options to specify your MSP Manager integration details. N-central will verify the connection and, when successful, will indicate MSP Manager integration to be on. Once the connection to MSP Manager has been established, you will see new options under the PSA integration menu on the left. First, click on Customer Mappings. Configuring customer mappings is the first step to exporting devices and creating tickets in MSP Manager. For each N-central customer name that is listed, select the MSP Manager customer name that you would like to map to. For any customer sites that you have created, you can map those sites to MSP Manager locations. Click Save. Next, create an export profile, which will define which devices are to be exported to MSP Manager from N-central. Click Add on the Export Profile screen and provide a name and description for the new profile. For simplicity, we'll create an export profile that will export all devices to MSP Manager. Under Settings, specify the status you would like the devices to be set to in MSP Manager after they have been exported. In addition, you can define what happens to a device in MSP Manager when it is no longer managed or no longer exists in N-central. Finally, if you wish to create an export profile that only applies to a specific set of devices, go to the Targets tab and select the customers, device classes, or filters the devices belong to. Within Billing Configuration, you can automatically associate service items to assets in order to facilitate accurate billing. Click on Billing Configurations in N-central and click New to create a new profile. Select a filter for billing. Select one or many customers to include. Next, choose the service item you wish to assign to devices that meet the selection so far. These service items are created and defined within MSP Manager. For further details on how to create a service item, please refer to MSP Manager documentation. Finally, click Finish to create the billing configuration. Each evening, the assets will be updated in MSP Manager, adding the service items to the assets. Click Save. Finally, let's look at ticketing recipients. A ticketing recipient is a collection of settings that will define what happens with notifications and tickets in MSP Manager. Ticketing recipients can be configured at the system, service organization, customer, or site level. Click Add to create a new ticketing recipient, then provide a name and a description. For example, you may want to create a ticketing recipient for hardware failures. On the Ticket Details tab, you can specify the properties of the ticket when it is created in MSP Manager. This includes the issue type, sub-issue type, priority, and whether it is billable or taxable. Recipient details will allow you to specify customer-specific settings for your ticketing recipients. Next, go to the Notification Settings tab. On this tab, you can specify what happens to a ticket when certain scenarios occur in N-central. You can decide if any changes to the ticket will occur. First, under Actions when an issue returns to normal, you can determine whether or not to change the ticket status, what status to change the ticket to, and what status a ticket must be in before this change can occur. This might be useful in situations where a technician is still working on a ticket and therefore you don't want it to be automatically closed by N-central. Also, you can define what happens to a ticket when an issue reoccurs on a device within a given time period. In this example, under Handling Repeat Failures, we'll set the ticket to a status of reopened if the same issue returns on a device within 72 hours of the ticket first being created and provided the ticket status is closed, pending, or resolved. On the Associated Notification Profiles tab, you can view and set notification and escalation preferences for the ticketing recipient. From the list of N-central notification profiles, select the profile or profiles that you would like to set as the primary notification. When a notification is sent as a result of that profile, tickets will be created based on the settings that you have set for your ticketing recipient. This association can also be done directly within the notification profile itself. If you would like to automate the creation of notes and work time that are added to a ticket for a ticketing recipient, you can set this up on the Time Entry tab. This is valuable when you're using self-healing tasks or automation policies in N-central. Here, enable the time entry by checking the checkbox, then completing the details. Finally, on the Notification Schedules tab of the ticketing recipient, you can set the restrictions in relation to when ticket creation can occur. This may be useful, for example, if you have an agreement with your client that tickets can only be submitted during standard working hours. Once you have completed the configuration, save the ticketing recipient. You can always return to make modifications to your settings or create additional ticketing recipients for other scenarios. When MSP Manager has been integrated with N-central, you will notice some additional features become available within N-central. Go to the All Devices view and select a device. On the Overview tab, you will see a section that provides a list of recent tickets, along with their status and priority from MSP Manager. If you navigate to the Active Issues view, you will also notice a ticketing column on the right that allows you to create an MSP Manager ticket for a service directly from N-central or view tickets that are already associated with a service. This video has provided the details on how to configure N-central integration with MSP Manager. For more information and further details on the features mentioned in this video, please refer to the documentation and online help that is provided with your N-central server installation.